Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and today, I'm talking like it's a review. Welcome to another episode of the Power Hour.
For the folks at home, you have no idea since we started meeting up again to do reviews how like every time we do it, we always fuck up an intro like the podcast, and then we'd start the podcast, and then we fuck up an intro like a review.
Yep. And
hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 143. How you doing? Merry fucking Christmas to all of
Merry
you.
Christmas, Jim. I wish you were more festive. You could have put some tinsel on you.
I have my Christmas shirt going for another. I should put some tinsel on me actually, but I have my Christmas shirt going for another thing, and I kind of wore it like 4 days in a row last week and never got around to washing it. So it's my only Christmas shirt. Oopsies.
And as a special treat, I'd call it almost a gift for us and for you guys. We got a special video from our buddy Nick, so I'm going to roll that right now.
What's up, guys? Nerdy Nick here. I just wanted to give a quick shout out and a big thank you to everyone who supported Drink a Beer Play a Game this year. And not only that, but you guys also supported me in my comeback to my YouTube channel. And I'm extremely grateful for you guys. I'm extremely grateful for the fellas, Jim and Brian, for having me on this year again. You know, it's been an awesome year. And I'm extremely blessed to have the best hootin' hollerin', beer drinking, video game playing, keg tapping, gym nut smacking crowd I could ever ask for. We could ever ask for. So I just want to give a quick shout out and say thank you. And I hope you guys have the best holiday season ever. Get those PS5s, those new Xboxes. Enjoy your time with your family and your friends. And, you know, have some beers, play some games. And I just can't wait for you guys to see what we got in store for you next year. It's going to be awesome. Uh-oh. Was I supposed to say we? Anyways, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. Till next time. Woot fucking woot, baby. Yeah!
So yes, thank you so much, bud, for sending that in. Really appreciate it. And we'll be talking to you more next year. A little foreshadowing.
Jim, I thought I was supposed to be the one that does the spoilers.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And if you haven't already, make sure you go over, check out his page, and follow him on Twitter. As we said, best hype man in the game.
Bri, do more spoilers. Tell them how Green Goblin's gay.
Damn it, Jim! Oh, we are going to talk Spider-Man. Don't worry.
Are we?
We're going to be spoiler-free, but we're going to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
In generalities. But before we do that, Chambers, what you sipping on over there?
Well, Brian, I am finally finishing up my Dunkin' Donuts Harpoon Brewery little combination here with the Dunkin' Maple Cream. So, it comes in at 5.5%. It is a blonde ale brewed with Dunkin' Donuts and maple and natural and artificial flavors and artificial colors, like annatto seed and turmeric extract added. So, probably said that completely wrong, but yep, this is how she looks, and you can taste that goddamn maple. Oh boy, it's like drinking a pancake. It's delicious.
That was way too many things in a beer that probably you only get 2 notes out of.
You get maple, you get cream, you get Dunkin'. Hey, look at that.
Damn it.
No false advertising here.
Well, what is your general consensus? I mean, is it a pack you'd pick up again in the future?
You know what? Probably. That'll be a pack that I keep around that, like, I know I can, like, whip out for when I have friends over and, like, I can give it all to them and, like, I know that, like, they'll probably enjoy it. Like, nothing from the pack was, like, bad at all. And it was actually all pretty good. Like, I really, like, the blueberry matcha, that, like, stood out. This cream's kind of standing out right now. What were the other ones? I forget offhand. Oh, the coffee porter. That was fine. Like, that tasted like a coffee. It tastes like coffee. It tastes like Dunkin' coffee. And then I forget the other one was. But no, they were all good. So it's a solid pack. And I think it was only like $30, so it wasn't like overly expensive or anything either.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, Harpoon, they're always good. And I'm a sucker for those gimmicks. So definitely keep stock of those, Jim. Instead of every time I come over, you only having White Claw and Keystone.
Well, Bri, you dick shit. I did save one of each for you. So there you go. You can do some.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah. You can do your little beer reviews for the site. Bri, help our SEO.
You're such a sweet tits.
Got to be sweet somewhere.
So
actually, speaking of sweeties, real quick to cut you off.
Yeah.
Got to give a couple quick shout-outs, too, besides
yeah.
our good buddy Nerdy Nick. Because this past week, we actually appeared on 2 different podcasts. So, one just dropped today. We're recording this on the 21st. We're on the newest episode of Thought Cops, so episode 241. I don't really remember the end of the episode, so I'm sure that's a good sign. So
I was going to say, you should really start with Hop Nation, because that's where we're both completely sober and we start the drinking. And as you'll see, especially with Jim, his thought processes kind of goes out the window really fast by the time we get on Thought Cops. And yeah, like he's saying, definitely by the end, I was like, this motherfucker's just rambling right now. So
Christ. Sorry, Kevin and Grant. Sorry, Zwick, for editing me. But yeah, so their episode's out now. So actually next week we're going to do a big year-end wrap-up podcast for the year. So I'll actually be posting links to all the shows we appeared on or made little cameos in and blah, blah, blah for that episode. So just look for Thought Cops. You'll find them. Yeah. And HopNationUSA, we actually recorded that first, like Brian says. Not sure when that's going to drop, but because they recorded a lot of stuff. Oh,
that's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, they recorded a lot of stuff and to space out over the end of the year so that they didn't have to like rush through the holidays. So whenever that drops, we'll be posting it.
Yes, and yeah, for me right now, because I got special beers to go on those podcasts, I've been plowing through those. So I still have 2 of these Blizzard of Hops left. I actually left these in the freezer, and then luckily I remembered this morning and put them in the fridge. For some reason, I thought beer of like alcohol, like 6% or over, didn't freeze, but it does. So I was wrong.
Oops.
Because I know liquor doesn't freeze, or at least regular liquor in regular freezers doesn't. But I want to test that experiment. I wonder if Mad Elf would freeze.
See what the threshold is.
Yeah, like
it's
what
11%.
percent alcohol? Yeah, but yeah, no, it's obviously delicious IPA. I got my IPA fix that I've been wanting for a while, so Trogs is always the best, and I'm actually happy to see. Is it breweries in PA that keep posting about like the voted the best PA brewery again is Trogs,
as they should be.
They really, I mean, it's pretty undeniable. But yeah, if you haven't had Trogs, you need to go give that a try. All right, Chambers. Speaking of things you need to give a try, how's your gaming been this past week?
I got little bits in here and there. So, finished off Link's Awakening. Finally wrapped that up. So, happy about that. Solid game. Solid time. Glad to be done. Actually, so now my poop break and lunch break game is going to be Zelda 2, which I never really sat down and gave a lot of time to before. So, trying through that now. I'm about a dungeon in, and yeah, it really sucks when you game over and you lose all your progress for experience when you're on your way to the next level up, and you start back at the very beginning of the game. So that's the thing. But
don't you have save points or save states?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I can just stop, but, like, no, you don't really have, like, save states. Like, you can pause the game and, like, click out and click back in.
So, I thought that was one of the advantages of the Game & Watch shit, is that it also does save states.
It's not like a full save state. You just kind of, like, pause the game and you can switch to another game.
Oh,
but
that
it's like the real-time resume thing that you have with, But, like, you know, it's like typical Zelda 2, though. I think it's just a game mechanic where, like, if you game over while you're inside a thing, like, or anywhere, you go back to the very beginning.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I thought pretty much any of these modern consoles are just emulation machines automatically would have some kind of save state built in.
Oh, save a slot? No, they don't have that.
That sucks.
That would have been a help, I guess, but yeah, so, you know, kind of roughing it still. But
what
I'm
do
a
you
dungeon
think
in.
so far?
I'm a dungeon in, and, like, I don't hate it. Like, I don't fully get the hate that everyone has for it. Like, it's, I mean, I got to the first dungeon with way less hassle than I did for any other Zelda fucking game, so.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal with Legend of Zelda 2, I kind of look at it like, that is a good example of revisionist history.
They were still experimenting, too, yeah.
As a kid, I remember thinking that was the coolest cart ever. A gold cart, and, like, being so excited for it.
I mean, Zelda 1 had a gold cart, too.
Did it?
Yeah.
For some reason, I just remember 2 being the gold cart. Maybe
No.
it was more. I don't know. But either way, like, I played it, and yeah, I guess it didn't register in my mind. I knew it was different from the original, but I wasn't like, that's ridiculous, because it's only the second game. It's not like
Right.
there was this well-established history. Yeah, it's an underrated game. You know, once again, great sound still. What do you think of like the overhead map though? Converting to the side scrolling.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it makes the combat like feel way better and like, you know, way deeper. So, I mean,
Yeah.
within the first thing, you're fighting those guards with the shields already, and you have to like, you know, jump at the right time and hit down and up and down and up and all that kind of bull crap. So it's way more
Yeah.
dynamic of a combat engine by far.
Oh, for sure. Nice. Any
And
other games?
yes, finally started in on a Plague Tale.
So started in. It'll be very
I'm
curious.
I'm on the 4th level now.
Oh wow, shit! You've been playing for a while then.
Like I had a couple hours of myself on one of the nights
Oh,
over the
okay.
weekend. So
Yeah, actually, I mean, like I said, I think that game only took me 7 or 8 hours to beat.
Oh, good. All right. Hopefully it's not too long then.
What part are you up to? Do you? I don't.
I just got done the first level with like all the rats.
Yeah. So what's your initial take so far?
Yeah, I like playing a game where I just feel anxiety the whole time. Wonderful. How fucking nice. It's not, you know, sit back, relax, crack open a beer, and go, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, the entire time. But no, I mean, it's really intense. It's really well done. So,
Yeah.
like, I see you got like a lot of like nominations for Game of the Year and Story of the Year and crap like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'll have to see how, you know, keep going if it's, you know, if the sameness, because from what I've seen, it's just like, yeah, you have your rat levels and you have your, you know, runaway escort levels with the kid. So, with Hugo.
So what I will say, and it's not giving you spoilers, is the mechanics of who you're with, what they can do, what you can do. Every level something will be increased in those aspects. So the mechanics of what you're able to do
Yeah.
is going to be completely different from what you start at. Whereas you start, it's almost completely a stealth game. Like
Right.
you're like, oh, I'll hit a pot to distract someone.
Yeah.
Whereas eventually you are like, I'm going to start fighting people. And yeah, the rats though, they're have you died by the rats yet?
Not yet.
It's pretty gruesome.
I can imagine. Everything else the rats do is pretty gruesome. Just giving their
Jim.
fucking ham's pretty gruesome.
Jim, what about that poor doggo?
That's a way to start the goddamn game. Jesus.
It's like, what is this? A Disney, a Pixar movie?
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's not a spoiler, but within the first level, they kill a dog. So enjoy, everyone.
Yeah, but nice. I'm glad you actually. Yeah, I'm very curious because, like I said, I know you're not a story guy, but even me, like, I didn't play it to get the story. I played it because I was like, I heard it was good.
Right.
Then I started playing. And I was like, holy shit, I'm getting sucked into the story. Like, I care about trying to protect this little brother. Like,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. So nice. Yeah, me, I've been playing the shit out of GTA 5. I'll say that. As I said, you do understand every time you play a GTA game, except for 4, that one did bore me, and I know some people love it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I've been playing a lot more, like I said, Warhammer, and there's another game, and it's completely, it's I hate when it does it, fucking blanking in my mind. But I to be honest, this past week was not a lot of time to get games out. So yeah, this week I'm hoping, you know, with the holidays coming, I'm hoping I can get a few hours to myself here and there, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for a lot of free time. So
Jim, did you ask for any video games for Christmas?
no, I asked for us to not give each other shit because we spend enough money on other people and our kids. So I don't need anything. I have enough crap. Do not buy me anything. I'm fine. I'll be good.
Jim, you're like Scrooged.
And it means I don't have to buy anyone else crap either. So it's perfect.
Oh, Chambers.
Oh, the joy of giving. No, fuck giving. Fuck giving. Fuck picking stuff out.
But Jim,
All,
damn you with that burp. But Jim, you already did give us all a gift, kind of. You gave us a
my
very
charming personality?
unique video that if you are a dollar patron. Now, granted, by the time you're watching this, it'll be out the next day, because this will probably come out on the 24th.
Well, you mean 23rd? Because my video is coming out on the 24th.
Either way. Yeah, what?
Day after 23rd?
The point is, it is a Patreon exclusive. Jim.
Yes, it will be a Patreon exclusive, and I will be... Yes, so for anyone who isn't a patron, it's for every tier. It's a thank you to all the patrons, so it'll stay a Patreon exclusive video. I take on the Paqui's One Chip Challenge, so... Brian's supposed to do it with me. Stuff happened with scheduling and all that shit. We had a busy day, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself.
So, Jim, two things. One, I did watch it, and two, so you ready to do it again?
Eat my dick. We need to hit a big number for something or other before I do that shit.
Now, you've eaten really hot stuff before. So yeah. you've had great. Did this did your and I know you and I are both fans of LA Beast, and we've seen reaction videos. Yeah. Were you going in it do you think your expectations were met or exceeded? Were you well prepared mentally for how hot it was going to end up being?
Yes and no, in a weird way, because I was expecting to be doubled over in pain, not able to handle it, would have just given up right away. So I didn't have that. But it still really sucked. And it's a level of heat that I am not used to, at all. So, it was you can hear during a certain part when words just don't come out right no more. So.
Oh, no. I half expected you, because you threw up when we tried the world's spiciest beer, and you had a little bit of that. And you're known to throw up, crap your pants, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have great reactions to heat. So I was shocked that in the moment after eating it right away, you didn't throw up.
Yeah, I actually, after the video itself, I did the 5-minute burn, and then I gave some updates throughout the course of the night and the next day. So, yeah, I did think I was going to throw up right away, but then, well, you can see for yourself. So if you want to see, head on over to Patreon. So patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $1 a month, you can see me kill myself this Christmas Eve as a thank you to our wonderful patrons who do so much for us.
So, Jim, here's a real question. Compared to the spoonfuls of, was it Mad Dog?
I forget what the fuck that was called.
Mad Dog or Magnum or whatever. Which was the worst in the moment and which was worse in the aftermath?
The moment was definitely the Mad Dog or whatever it was, the spoonful. But the aftermath was probably the next day. Because with the Mad Dog, I kind of just with the chip. Because with the Mad Dog, it was the worst half hour of my life, followed by one of the biggest endorphin rushes of my life. So I think we told the story before, but with the Mad Dog, I did a spoonful of this ridiculous have to sign a waiver bullshit hot sauce. And as it's going, it was immediately panic mode. I'm downing milk and caramel apples to try and put out the fire. It was not working. And then for anyone who's ever seen the classic South Park where Kenny tries to give his dad to make him infertile, so there's a scene where his dad starts to shit and puke at the same time, just hop back and forth into a trash can. That was kind of me, because I was like, oh, I gotta puke this up. It never came out. So then I was like, oh, I gotta shit. So I started going there, and the smell of that was so grotesque, I actually just had to hop off and start puking into a bowl full of shit. And I went back and forth like that for about 20 minutes. So that's one of those horrific experiences. But that was one of the most ridiculous cleanses I ever gave my body. I will say that, because I felt like I could take on the world after that finally ended.
All right, so last chip question I have is, when you did it, was it how it's sometimes described? I know it's hot right from the get, but did it was it more subtly hot and then it ramped up over a 5-minute burn, or was it the same heat basically throughout?
No, it definitely ramped up.
Okay.
Because as I was chewing it, I was like, oh, this is hot. And but as it started sitting there and stuff like that and started spread a little more, I was like, it was a weird sensation, man. It was a rush. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's so if you're not already, definitely sign up. And like Jim, I think I definitely will start putting in for all of our patrons at least some exclusive videos from both Jim and I moving forward. Just because, like I said, we want to thank you guys, and we truly appreciate all the support. So,
Yep, definitely.
now, Jim, speaking of love for our Patreon patrons, what questions do we got this week?
Well, Brian, since $1 can get you a video of me killing myself, for one more measly dollar, you might as well ask a question at patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 a month, you can ask a question we will answer on each and every single episode of this Power Hour podcast. So first up, from 5th Gen Mook. Mook, you'll be happy to know that your review is coming soon. What are some of the worst Christmas gifts you have ever received? Mine are Transformers the game on PS2 and a denim jacket that I'm pretty sure was a lady's cut. Brutal. Actually, I thought that Transformers game was supposed to be pretty good.
Depends which one is he talking about.
There was a few on the PS2, so I guess one of them was bad. I think Armada was supposed to be good. That was a good show.
So I'll let you go first, guys. I feel like I know what yours is, and I want to see if I'm right.
I don't know. Nothing's really standing out. I'm sure when you say it, I'll be like, oh, yeah. But like,
It came with a pair of socks.
Yes, that was one of the gifts I got from my parents. So we told the story before, but like everyone had like fucking iPods and shit like that and I get from Boscov's this little gift set that was this little egg-shaped radio and like 3 pairs of black socks, which I wasn't dressing up to go anywhere. Why did I have black socks? But yeah, this little egg-shaped radio, I mean, I took it on the train with me when I went under a bridge to Signal in a way. It only picked up like 3 stations, but that was my little radio for like freshman year of college.
It's just like, yeah, I got it with a pack of socks.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Jim, what's that? I was like, oh, it's a little radio. They're like, oh, where'd you get that? I was like, oh, my parents got it for me for Christmas with some socks. And you all went, what?
There were many moments, Jim, where we said what to what you got.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, like, I can't think of a lot of bad gifts. Like, you can always say the standard, like, yeah, socks, a sweater, or a shirt, like something where you're like, it's funny, as I get older, I can see why they think it's a good idea. I still don't agree with it, and it's not something I would give to, unless someone said, yo, I really want this jacket or these shoes or something. But just generic, like, socks is equivalent as, like, being a dad now of, like, oh, here, I got you this tool or this, that. It's like, I could just go out and get that myself. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of great, like, specific, like, this was a terrible, terrible gift. I've said it before, and it wasn't for Christmas, it was birthday. I know what the worst video game gift I ever got was. Goddamn Iron Man game.
Oh, birthday, yeah. I think the worst video game gift I ever got for Christmas was, like, it wasn't even like a bad game. It was just like my parents wound up getting me a game I already owned. Like 1 or 2 games I already had. So I was like, there was like one year they got me like Turrican and something else. And then I was like, oh, Turrican and Altered Beast. And I looked at it, I was just like, oh, I already have these. Cool, we can trade them in. Thank you. And they were like recording and they kind of just went, well, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't just
Jimmy, you couldn't just fake
for the
it.
camera like you like your gifts. Pretend for mama.
Oh, God. Oh, there's so much I could say, but I won't.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I said it like the Adam Sandler bit for a reason.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You know what else is funny? I couldn't even tell you. Like, I'm definitely jealous of people like my retro life and the folks that like can have those videos of when they were a kid and like, seeing what they got. Because I know I can distinctly remember getting a PS1 for Christmas. Me and my brother, we both got it. And playing Soviet Strike, the random demo disc that came with it, and I'm blanking on the other game. But I remember playing Soviet Strike and being blown away. Like, the graphics and everything. I was like, holy shit, this game is crazy. And the graphics and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I just really... shit, I wish I had better memories of, like, specific games I got on Christmas morning. It was like, oh my god, that changed my world. But, like, I don't have as many. Other than that PS1, that was the best example I really have.
Yeah, mine was a PS2. I got my PS2 for Christmas one year with Madden 2002 and Gran Turismo 3. and a memory card and an extra controller. So, no, my parents did it right that year.
And Gran Turismo 3 just sat on your shelf.
I played some Gran Turismo 3.
You're like, I don't get it. Where's the bananas? Where's the shells?
Hey, look, it's not my fault you got to fucking grind to get some cars that are actually fun to use in that damn game.
God forbid, Jim.
Yes! Let me play my stupid racing game and enjoy it. Yeah, we stimulated with my little stupid catch pick.
Jim's like, all I want is Toad. Why can't I just be Toad?
Why am I going to play a video game to drive a car that's as crappy as the car I already had? Give me some goddamn escapism. That's all I ask.
So yeah, no, that is a great question, but yeah, unfortunately, other than the generic clothes, I don't really have a great, terrible gift story.
Yeah, I've kind of dodged a bullet on anything truly horrific, except for the goddamn socks. But yeah, good old sock radio. But yes, thank you. Next up, last up from Phony Montana. No question this week, just going to sit back and enjoy this tasty Merry Monkey. Merry Christmas, everyone. Same to you, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, bud. Thank you.
And Merry Monkey is a damn good one.
Sure is. And thank you guys, everyone, once again for supporting us. I know we got one more of these podcasts for the year, but just want to say thank you, and I hope you all are having a great holiday and Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Just hope you guys are enjoying yourselves.
Crazy Kwanzaa and a tip-top tech.
God damn it. Jim.
What?
Don't
I remember
say,
Simpsons references.
Don't you say what? You know what?
What? Krusty reference. I'm innocent. I'm a good boy.
Jim, does that mean we have a Jim's Krusty Corner?
Yeah, we could.
Oh, God. Get
Do it
the
off
socks.
camera real quick. Speaking of socks.
All right. So, Jim, I see you are now in the Christmas spirit. So let's
Yes.
see what you got going on there.
I am a festive boy, Brian, because I forgot I have a Christmas sweater. And it's also for my lovely, terrible Philadelphia Flyers. So if you're listening on the radio, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, sorry, we'll post a picture. But, oh, Bri.
Go on. Is it
what
reversible?
else? It might be... Where is it? Boom.
Oh, you son bitch.
Shit lights up. Oscillating colors.
I like it.
Fucking man shit of a sweater right there.
The only thing I wish they would have done is where the snowflakes are, just make them pucks behind the snowflakes.
That would have been smart.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the festiveness. And speaking of, Jim, so it's tougher to say because I know you and I have talked about, and I even did the list last year of Christmas games. There's not really that many Christmas games, and anything that is a Christmas game usually inspired by a movie. And I even did a list of top Christmas levels. And I think in the past we have talked about some of our favorite Christmas or snow levels.
I believe so.
So I feel like we've covered it. Like I said, we got the list out there. I know we've talked about it. But one thing I'm not sure if we ever have talked about is, what is your, let's just call it your top 5 in no particular order, favorite Christmas movies? Like, do you have Christmas movies that you are a go-to for you each year? Or are you anti that too?
I'm not anti it. Like, if a Christmas movie's on, I'll... You know what? Fucking... Let's see. If I had to pick a number 1 real quick. Number 1, Muppet Christmas Carol.
Interesting. Just because of Sir Michael Caine?
Well, Sir Michael Caine helps, but you get Muppets and you get Sir Michael Caine. What's not to love?
Interesting. Okay. And you know that's your number 1?
Huh?
And you said you know that's your number 1, or are you just saying, like, you know that's in your list?
That's the one that popped in my head first. I'll say that's number 1. If that's the one that popped in first. I mean, I guess Nightmare Before Christmas, that doubles up as a Christmas and Halloween movie, so...
It does.
Yeah, so that'll be in top 10. I don't know where I'd place it. Fuck you with your stupid Die Hard meme. I'm not even going to fucking... I'm so sick of that goddamn meme. Every goddamn year.
But are you more annoyed with the... like, put the meme stupid shit... Number 1, I think it's so silly that... like you just said, Nightmare Before Christmas, like, there's plenty of movies that you can just say are Christmas movies, and then when you break down why is it, like, for all intents and purposes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Who cares? Would that be in your top 5?
Well, I mean, as a movie, it's got to... yeah, like, as a movie, it's got to be in there, but I would say as a Christmas movie, it'll be in the lower part of the top 10.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's set during Christmas, fantastic movie, but it's not, like, you know, Christmassy. Just happens at a Christmas party. You know what I mean. Shut up. But you know what? I'm also a sucker for all those old school ones though too. Like fucking like Peanuts, like their little Christmas special. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, The Grinch. And actually, what do you call it? Just because my daughter's watched it about 10 billion times, I've turned around on the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Turned around? You didn't like it before?
Nah, I wasn't a fan. And I've watched it a ton of times since, and I'm like, you know, this is pretty good.
Nice.
And what do you call it? What else would I throw in there? I don't. You know what? I'm not crazy about a lot of the stand-ins. Like A Christmas Story. Like I don't need to ever watch that again. Like I think it's fine.
Are you just burned out because for whatever reason they put that 24 hours a day on Christmas Day?
It's because it didn't have like the licensing or whatever. It hit public domain, so they could just like spam the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So
is that what killed it for you? Almost like a song on the radio too much?
Not, I mean, it probably didn't help, but like I never liked it that much to begin with. Like I remember watching it, I was like, this is fine. But like when it comes on, it's like if it's on, I'll leave it on. Like I don't have to turn it off.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, fuck, Home Alone. That's a Christmas movie, right?
Oh yeah.
So like,
I was kind of waiting for you to say that. I'm like, son of a bitch, isn't saying Home Alone.
Yeah, no, Home Alone's easily top 5. That might be number 2.
Christmas Vacation.
I'm actually gonna say, I think it's kind of overrated. I think it's funny. I think people jerk it off way too much. Cause like,
I think it's the best of the vacation movies.
No, I think the original was way better than Christmas.
You think
Vacation.
so?
Oh yeah.
Because but you're usually wrong.
How dare you, sir? But like, what do you call it? Like, I mean, like with Christmas Vacation, like you can tell by then, like that was like when Chevy Chase was fully in his phoning it in, like 30-year phase of his career, and like there's got its funny parts, but it's just like also like a disjointed mess and shit like that. Like, I mean, it's fine. I guess it's like a series of funny things, but I just don't think he pulls off the funny like as well as he does in the first one.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I think the different...
and, like, everyone's like, oh, my God, Christmas Vacation. And I remember liking it a lot as a kid, and when I watched it later, I was like, is this really all this is? Like, it's okay. But, like...
Well, and you and I are in agreement. I don't like when things get blown out of proportion. Like the Die Hard meme. Like Christmas Vacation. Like, I used to not like that movie, and I say I came around on it maybe 10 or 11 years ago, and I was like... watched it. I was like, let me really give this a try. And I love like Cousin Eddie. I love like just a little subtle things here and there.
Oh yeah, and especially with us being dads now, like there's a lot of his frustration that I can relate
that's
to.
what I can really like. You see,
I don't think it makes it more funny and like the performance.
No, it's not as funny. But I all of a sudden, how he is like, he's like, we're gonna have a good goddamn holiday, whether you want to or not. And
my
like,
boss is gonna give me this fucking reward. I'm gonna make my family happy. God damn it, because I'm a screw up. I just want to do the right thing right.
Like the annoyances of like the in-laws. Like I totally. Maybe it's because I've gotten older. I relate to it more. Whereas when I was younger, I didn't like it as much. Now I'm getting older. I'm like, I'm really liking it because you hit. So for me, it's definitely Home Alone, Christmas Vacation.
And you know, throw not to cut you off real quick, but Home Alone 2, you can throw that top 10 too.
I know it's so tough, and my gut says go with Home Alone 1, but my kid's now on a tear of wanting to rewatch just Home Alone 2, and I'm like, fucking Tim Curry, like it's
Tim
so
Curry,
tough.
Bird Lady, former President Donald Trump. What's not to love?
Damn it, Jim.
Politico.
Jim, speaking of memes, I really think you need to get the Trump-Pence wrapping paper and send our buddy a gift.
Oh, that would be funny.
You got to do it.
That would be... I didn't even know that existed. That would
I
be
didn't either
funny.
until I saw it online.
Ooh.
But yeah, so like, okay, so we got Home Alone, you got Christmas Vacation. I would definitely say It's a Wonderful Life. That's like always a go-to on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. For me.
Yeah, it's a go-to. It's fine.
Yeah. A Scrooged, I love.
Oh shit, Scrooge is really good.
Yeah. Monica turned me on to that, and that's probably her favorite one. And it's like, yeah, it's Bill Murray being Bill Murray, so.
Yeah, before he stopped giving a shit. So yeah, that was like the last hurrah of him caring.
I would definitely would say the Jim Carrey Grinch, and it's funny. Yeah. I fully hated the new animated Grinch, and I'm not saying it's better, but I've grown to appreciate it.
It's definitely not better, but like it's an okay watch. Like
Yes.
yeah.
The cartoons, like you said, Frosty and Rudolph, I almost never don't watch them back to back in one way or another. For some reason, because like, Frosty's like 20 some minutes and
Yeah.
Rudolph is like 40. So it's like, to me, I almost always combine them. And I think I even have them on one DVD. So maybe that's why I think of it that way too. I almost put them as one movie. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously. Krampus, that's probably the best horror. Jim, you can't still be mad.
Oh, I'm mad. I'll be mad.
I didn't even say anything.
You all we're thinking it. For those who've never seen Krampus, let's just say the first kill is the little fucking fat kid. And we
It's because
saw
he
it.
smells a gingerbread cookie and it wakes him up and he goes over and it's like
And like the little fat fatty he is, he has no self-control, like most of us fats. And of course, you got to be sucked up by the Krampus. And then everyone had to look.
Jim.
There's a look.
Here's the thing. We are in theater. It's me, my wife,
That
Jim,
has not
and
stopped
his
any
wife.
of you before, especially your wife.
But here's the deal. They show the fat kid. He's going there towards a cookie. Jim automatically, he doesn't even give us a chance. He just leans over, points to me, he says, "Fuck you." I didn't even get a chance. I was like, I didn't even say anything.
You know what you did?
I know what you're thinking. But that is, you gotta admit, that is a pretty badass horror movie for Christmas. I mean, there's also...
It's no Santa sleigh, but
I was just about Santa's Sleigh or the
Ginger Dead Man.
Ginger Dead Man. Those are interesting. You know what? I don't like Jack Frost, though, the Michael Keaton movie. I know my wife likes it, but I don't. That's not for me.
It's a little goofy, yeah.
I really like Die Hard, and now I try to save it for Christmas time watching. So
Yeah.
now, by association, I put it as a Christmas movie. 8 Crazy Nights, the animated thing with Adam Sandler. That's
No, I
actually
never
pretty
watched
funny.
that.
But
I
it's
never watched
also
that.
like it's like kind of more Hanukkah, more like it's a mix of Christmas and Hanukkah. But that's pretty funny. Bad Santa.
Oh, fuck! How did I forget that? All right, Bad Santa's my number one. Shit. Oh, god damn it. And like a normal conversation, I'm always like, Bad Santa. And then I'm put on the spot and I fucking geek out. Yeah, Bad Santa's number one. Bad Santa is a perfect movie.
What now? Are you putting Jingle All the Way?
I mean, you could consider it, but I'm not going to put it in the top 10.
What about Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
You know what? They're okay. They're a fine watch. They want to be like a must see, but like they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh god, I've seen all of them. Ugh, Jesus. The one with Martin Short. Ugh.
I stopped at the first one.
You should leave it that way.
Christmas Horror Chronicles or something, or like Christmas. It's like an anthology Christmas horror movie. I think it's like the Christmas Horror Stories or something. But it's
I don't know about that.
kind of like Trick or Treat, where there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 stories that in one way or another kind of intertwine. That's actually really good. And there's some really funny ones I know you'd get a kick out of. So if you see it on Netflix or whatever, you should give it a watch. Somebody actually convinced me, I forget who it was, to watch friggin' Love Actually. Is that the one with like all the characters and it's Christmas time?
Yeah, I think so.
It sucked. I didn't like it. Let's put it that way. I did not find any appeal to it. I don't.
Is that the one with Jack Black?
No, it's the one.
No, that's
like,
Valentine's
It's
Day,
an all
is
star.
Jack
It's like Liam Neeson, Hugh Grant, the dude from Walking Dead. Fuck, what's his name? Keira Knightley. It's a whole bunch of people. I think
Keira Knightley's a dude.
Damn it! No, I'm saying also Keira Knightley, son of a bitch. But yeah, it's like, yeah, everyone finds love on Christmas. Bleh.
Yep, which led to Valentine's Day and New Year's
Yes,
Eve and all
all
those movies.
I feel like there's some obvious ones we're missing.
Bri, is Eat, Pray, Love a Christmas movie?
I haven't watched it, Jim.
Bri, what about its gay porno sequel, Eat Gay Butts?
I hate you, Jim.
Got him. Stumped him. Real movie, by the way.
Have you seen any of the Black Christmases?
No.
Okay. The original is good. The first remake's okay. The third one is one of the worst remake movies I've ever seen, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right.
Oh, Elf. What do you think about Elf?
Oh shit, Elf's great.
I was gonna say that's another one where for a while there, and we were in our 20s. Like I feel like it was getting overdone with how much love it got. And I feel like that's died down.
Definitely overdone, and now it's kind of weaned off into just being like, yeah, it's a really good one. So I'd say Elf's top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just so damn wholesome. Goddamn.
It is. But yeah, I mean, I think. So, all right, so then let's think. Oh, shit. Right. Oh, motherfuck. Of course, Gremlins.
Oh, shitballs. Yeah, it's got to be up there. Damn, there's a lot of good Christmas movies.
There's a lot of good. All right, so here. I'll just say mine, and this is in no particular order. Home Alone 1 and 2. Christmas Vacation. Gremlins. Bad Santa.
Fuck, Batman Returns. Shit.
See, that's one I'm not willing to consider a Christmas movie. And I know that might be cutting
That's more of a Christmas movie than goddamn Die Hard in my mind.
It could be, but I'm just... Because I don't want to add it to my list.
Add it.
It's a Wonderful Life. I'm combining the Frosty and Rudolph. The Grinch. The Jim Carrey Grinch, I should be more specific. Die Hard. And... Oh, who's going to take number 10? I'll say Krampus. What about you, Jim?
Right. I've already forgotten about half the ones we talked about. But, yeah, like Bad Santa, Home Alone 1 and 2. This will be in no particular order either.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Can edit that out. All right, so Bad Santa, Home Alone 1 and 2. Which Grinch do I want to put in there? Because the cartoon's a classic. I also really like Jim Carrey, too.
Jim Carrey's Jim Carrey.
You know what? I'll do the Jim Carrey one just because my daughter loves to quote him yelling at Max. And she'll yell at my puppy like he yells at Max. So I'll throw it in there for that. Fucking nothing like a 4-year-old going, Max, coffee! At like 6 in the morning. So, all right, so we got those. Batman Returns. I'll throw Die Hard in there because it's just too good of a movie not to be in there. Shit, I guess I got to throw Gremlins in there too because that's just too good of a movie once again. Yep. Man, do I throw Scrooge in there? I might have to throw Scrooge in there. Or shit.
Yeah, Scrooge. Shit, Scrooge needs to be in my list, so I gotta transfer something out. But that's got to be in there. Are you?
Yes. So I guess I got to put Nightmare Before Christmas. It's got fucking Santa.
Fuck!
In it.
I forgot. God damn! It's so tough to do this.
It's got Santa, so I got to throw that in there. And then
you got 2 more.
No, I have 1 left.
No, you had 2.
No, damn it!
You count it wrong.
No, I did not count wrong. I counted fine.
You don't do numbers well.
We'll leave it to the comments. They can see and go back and tell us and boost our algorithm.
Are you doing any old movies? Are you doing any of the cartoons? Like Frosty or Rudolph?
I'll throw Frosty in. Frosty can round it out.
All right. So, yeah.
And if I'm missing one, I'll throw in Peanuts after that.
Okay. It's a tough thing. And here's the deal. There are lots of great Christmas movies. And that's why I said, like, some of the Christmas games, I would almost always say they come from some of those movies we named. But there's not a lot of other Christmas games, just like Christmas events in games or levels. So, yeah, I was just kind of curious. And since we're being so festive.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you
actually,
guys...
speaking of Christmas games, I have a little Let's Play that'll be coming up on Christmas Day itself. So if you need something in the background, little time waster for you to watch, you can watch me play a Christmas game for 45 minutes.
And we want to hear from you guys. Put down your list below. What is your favorite Christmas movies? And give us some thoughts behind it. We love interacting with you all.
Indeed.
All right, Chambers. So now moving on to the actual kind of new topics out there. This first one you put up is kind of nutty, but why don't you explain it? It's actually from a tweet that we'll link below.
Yeah, it's from a tweet, but the tweet kind of sums up the actual press release. So, a couple of days old at this point. From the 16th of December or so. Final Fantasy XIV is so popular that Square Enix had to stop selling it and is pulling all advertising. So this is something I've never heard of before. But apparently their servers are so overloaded, especially during peak hours, that they've had to like limit the amount of players who are in there. Anyone who's like a free trial player just can't access it anymore. And so the paying players can keep playing, but it's on like a really stagnated kind of schedule. Is like they spend, and I think they might still be doing it, trying to get people, trying to update their servers to basically accept demand. And it's crazy too because Final Fantasy XIV's been out for a long time. And
I was gonna say, is it really like still this hot?
Final Fantasy XIV is one of those like crazy redemption stories in video games, like more so than even No Man's Sky, where like when it first came out, it's a MMO, and when it first came out, like people did not like it, kind of got trashed, and they completely revamped it into a game that people loved, and I guess it's just been getting more and more popular as the time's going on.
So here's the only thing I don't like. I mean, I'm sure they do it for whatever reason. I would have loved to see the numbers that like the current like player base is at, that like puts it to the limit. Because what if they released it maybe, and I'm using very stupid math here, but let's say they were like, all right, we have enough capacity for 1 million players at any time, right?
Right.
Then they got terrible presses, and they're like, fuck, our player base is down to 500K. We're going to at least bring it down to 700K, save ourselves the server space for 300K people. So they got rid of it. And then, like you said, they revamped, and maybe they now have to catch back up. But I've never heard of a game doing this. And
like they're giving people free time. Like for anyone who's had a paid account before or a subscription as of, well, today, actually, the 21st, you're going to be getting 14 days.
That's
so they recently granted 7 days of game time, but now they'll also be granting an additional 14 days. So you're getting almost a full month basically of game time for free. As like we're sorry that you can't play because the long waiting times are so insane.
And you know what? That's called a company doing right by their fans.
Oh, for sure. So, I mean, they have a patch schedule that they put out there, so they have a bunch of patches lined up. And yeah, I mean, they're just really struggling to keep up with demand, which is fucking crazy.
You know what? It's a great problem to have if you're a company. I can't believe that is a problem because at the end of the day, it really does probably just have to come down to server space. And I know I'm simplifying it, I'm sure.
Right.
But, like, you're a major company. If this was an indie developer, I'd totally get it. But you're a major company with one of the biggest franchises of all video game history. You telling me you can't churn out some server space or like increase capacity? Like you got to revert to that. Like, you know, hey, they're doing something to make it up. So I applaud them.
Right. Quick question for you. Let's
Go
see.
on.
When do you think Final Fantasy XIV first released?
2015.
2010.
What?
Yep. Now I got to see when they did the whole revamp.
So then what system was that?
It's always just been Windows. It's always just been PC.
Oh, it was never a console.
Yeah, I think it might have. Maybe no. Apparently, it's just always been Windows. Yeah.
2010. Holy shit. I mean,
So
here's the
I'm
other
trying
thing.
to look up to see when the revamp happened, so I can't fucking remember.
Well, but here's the other thing. That almost makes a little more sense to me then, because then you're like, okay, it's an 11-year-old game. They probably are trying to decommission servers to some degree, and it just, people are still playing. I don't know. That's crazy though.
Yeah. So
holy shit.
Yeah, had a bunch of problems. Was panned on release. They could only mend the game, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Wait, this might be the second Final Fantasy XIV, which is the one we're talking about. So, oh yeah, that was also released on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, apparently, and OS X. 2013 is when they started revamping it for Windows. So, 3 years later, they just basically started from scratch and made a game that people fucking love, and now they can't keep up with. And even for 2013, we're talking 8, almost 9 years later, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, the demand's still that crazy. This is insane.
That shit. I mean, once again, hey, good on you, Final Fantasy. I feel bad for players of that's happening. Guys, fucking do something. If somebody wants to play your IP this old, I don't know how else.
We were talking about that with like a couple weeks ago with the Diablo 2 remaster, where like but you kind of like you hate it, but you also kind of expect it with new releases and shit.
New
like
releases, you absolutely and you can never estimate like it was always a joke with us with COD. Like on opening night, we knew it was the servers were gonna get so rushed. You're like, all right, what's the wait gonna be like on some times?
Yep.
But
how many games are we gonna get kicked from as they're about to start?
Yeah, but it's a crazy thing, and what I want to hear from is anybody out there still playing the game. What's the worst loading time you've ever had for this? And is this something that's are you going to keep coming back, or are you going to finally stop playing for now? That's what I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Chambers. So this next one from Nintendo Life, I don't know if it's something that would bother you since you weren't an early adopter of the Dreamcast, but a potential Star Fox clone, if you want to call it that was canceled for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I just thought this was an interesting article, and I've had some problems with Nintendo Life before, but this is a good one. So, what do you call it? There is an interview that they did with, who's the fuck?
It was Mark
Subotnick.
Yeah, it's like Robotnik.
Robotnik? Makes sense.
You tell me.
So he was recently on the Retro Hour podcast. Motherfuckers! Don't copy us. They have no idea who we are. But yeah, he's an old game developer, and he was talking about how he was working on a game called Geist Force, which was an on-rails, basically a Star Fox clone, that was going to be like a launch game for the Dreamcast when it came out. And they were using a lot of proprietary, like, technology and an engine that they had behind it and a whole team of people that were working on it. And Sega being Sega at the time, like Sonic creator Yuji Naka, basically the story comes down to, and you can read the whole article, will be listed below. So Yuji Naka came in and he kind of basically just looked at like the tech that they were using, and he started talking in Japanese thinking no one would understand what he was saying, and like half the developers did. And he was like, oh, okay, I want to take this, this, and this for Sonic and keep this guy and then boot the rest. Like, keep one person who knows the engine and then get rid of everything else.
That's so shitty.
Yeah, which is, like, kind of crazy. And, like, Yuji Naka is, like, kind of that guy who has been, like, loved forever, but, like, he's almost kind of been in that Keiji Inafune thing where, like, because Yuji Naka is, like, a fantastic, he's a fantastic programmer. But as, like, a lead and, like, a head and designer, it's kind of not there. He's had some good ideas like Knights and shit like that, and some of the Sonic games when people still liked it, but I think he's also been responsible for a lot of crappy Sonic. And he also recently had Balan Wonderworld, and we all know how that turned out. So yeah, it's just like a whole kind of little pull the behind the scenes of like the shit you went through back then and as a video game developer. And there's been there's also the stories about like back, not in this article, but like Star Fox Adventures, how that was supposed to be, Dinosaur Planet and its own thing. Then they kind of rip, like, Miyamoto's like, oh, this has to be a Star Fox game. Rip this, and this out, so, it'll be something that'll sell. Like, that kind of shit. So, big name interference is always kind of something interesting to hear about. And it's kind of crazy that, like, this never really came to life until 20-some years later.
Yeah, I mean, I love and loathe stories like this, because here's the deal. We know everyone wants to imagine their utopia or favorite hobby is created by people of all like-minded. They're helping each other. Everyone's, no. It's a lot of backstabbing, like to atypical corporate bullshit, and stealing other people's ideas. And it's like, I kind of look at it like I'm not shocked. It kind of sucks. Yeah, it's not a Star Fox game, but it looked pretty cool, and he said he was like 60 to 70% done. So I can only imagine the like gut wrench of like they're just gonna take your shit, chop it up the way they want, and just say move on. And
yeah,
maybe it's something a lot of game developers are used to, and if it is, I mean that sucks. But yeah, I mean this guy, I'm trying to look him up now. do we know, has he done other games?
They mentioned later on what he eventually moved on to. Fuck, I can't.
I'm looking at it now, and he's worked. He's worked for Sega for a really long time, and then he joined Microsoft in 2002. So he's worked with that. Doesn't seem like he's credited in 31 games, but God forbid, it shows me the credits. Okay, so he was in.
Actually,
Panzer
after
Dragoon, he was in.
After Geist Force, he left Sega, and he worked for Microsoft on both the original Xbox and the 360. And he's the director of desktop gaming and creator segment and products for Intel. So he's doing good for himself.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, very interesting story. I mean, if you tell me anyone from big Sega and big Nintendo are kind of schemy bastards, I'm gonna be like, is the sun hot? Like, yeah, of course. None of them are good guys. Like,
Well, I mean, any freaking video game company. So, I mean, look at all the bullshit that went on with Sony lately with Mr. Messages to Kids for Sex to Come Over wearing a PS5 shirt. So,
I was not aware of. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't think I want to know, to be honest.
Oh, some head engineer for Sony of America, what do you call it, was it was basically like a YouTube channel that's like kind of like To Catch a Predator. So they basically did a sting operation and he was, doing the whole, come on over, grooming a 15-year-old that he thought was 15. And when they showed up to his house, he was wearing a PS5 shirt. So at least the man was brand loyal. Shit. And Sony, to their credit, fired him right the fuck away. They didn't even try to deal with the, the legal loopholes you could do with, because a lot of like Chris Hansen shit. And this is obviously off topic, but yeah, like Chris Hansen ruined his own cases like 1,000 times. Like barely anyone ever got processed from that fucking show. But Sony said, "Fuck you, get the fuck out." So they did not drop a hat. So kudos to Sony there.
I was not aware that Chris Hansen cases were dropped.
A lot of them were admissible, blah 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 blah, other bullshit that I'm not qualified to talk about. So there you go.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, that's another area I'm glad I'm not a part of, is the legal system.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, let us know what you guys think. Does this come of a shocker? Did anyone know it? Here's my question. I guess there is something out there, but like, what stops a guy like that just releasing the software and like it being just pirated freeware out there for someone to play, like an unreleased game?
There's two beta builds of it that are out there. I don't know if he released it or if someone else released it, but there's two beta builds. Our buddy Castle Zotz played him, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not that great, but it's also, it's not done."
It's a beta build, yeah. You can't ever, yeah.
But yeah, it's like it would have been fun to have a nice little rail shooter for the Dreamcast. Like that would have worked.
Yeah,
give you a little more variety. Shit.
Sega does what Sega does best: ruins their own fun.
Sega. There's a reason Sega is Sega.
Always gonna be number 3.
Well, I mean, they're not even number 3 now.
I know.
Can't even say always. Shit.
All right, Chambers. This next one also. What the fuck? So
okay, little backstory for this one.
Yeah.
So there's an article posted below from September of this year with the most expensive CSGO skins. And the reason I threw this on here is there is a tweet that went viral today from a crypto bro, basically saying that NFTs are now the thing that give people like digital social prestige or bragging rights. I forget the fucking wording, but like basically digital dick waving with how much money you have. Status symbols. There we go.
Yeah,
that's the word. Yeah. So, and of course, and I'm already really getting sick of the NFT crowd, and I'm sick of the anti-NFT crowd. Both of you shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore. I do not care. But that aside.
But you're a pro NFT.
I think there's use for it eventually. It's not there yet. I'll say that. There's growing pains. A lot of problems.
Use or consumption, it's two different things. There's never going to be a use for it. It's just people will continue to utilize it.
Look, you change a few copyright laws around and boom, you have a digital used game marketplace. There you go. There's a use for you.
But it's not, you can't NFT an entire game. You can only NFT an image.
You can, who's to say?
The law.
Well, the law doesn't give a shit about NFTs in general right now. That's why people.
Well, they will once. They will, just like all the crypto shit. Oh, they will.
I mean, the second they can fucking either take advantage of it or destroy it, they will.
Yeah.
But all that aside, so yeah, basically, as that tweet was going around, people started being like, "Oh, well, I mean, we've already had digital," or like all the gamers were like, "Laughs and CS:GO skins," and I'm thinking fucking laughs and goddamn Team Fortress 2 hats. So fucking status symbol, fucking digital purchases and black markets have been around for a long fucking time, and CS:GO skins are probably the most culturally relevant right now, I'll say.
So
And for the past like number of years,
I had, when I say zero idea, I literally had no idea of this. Excuse me. Now, admittedly, I know all about CSGO. I've never even played it. I know all about it. I know, obviously, FPS, like, it's still huge. The skin cost of the link we shared.
and I mean, these are super, ultra, mega,
Unbelievably rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, what I saw was, in the write-up, it basically says that the skins, you get them in a box, and then once opened, you have no control over the value, as it's predetermined by what the game decides by assigning it a float value between 0 and 1.0. And the lower the float value translates to a higher selling price. So basically, the lower the float value, your gun is going to look more pristine, fewer scratches or patches, and it's going to be like shinier, yada, yada, yada. And they just give a few examples, like this one for a knife. It's a case-hardened blue gem. It was it was the most expensive trade back in 2016. It was worth $150,000. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Based on current market price and the whole cryptocurrency spike, this may fetch its Chinese owner over $600,000 for a fucking skin to a knife in a game. Here's the deal. This is where the idea of value is such an obscure idea, and I've always even had a problem with trading cards, comics, cars. Like, I'm really into cars, but the thing is, like, I can appreciate the value of a more physical item because you truly own it, and in theory, bearing any major destruction, like, the car is not going to go away. You still will have, like, one of one car in existence. So whatever that's worth to you, it is what it is. A skin in a game, like anything else that's a microtransaction in a game, blows my mind that someone's willing to shell out money, because if a server is deleted, goes down, something happens, something hacked, like, I just feel like it's so much more vulnerable to eventually going away. And if the game just is bought up by another company and it's not supported, what happens to that asset? It has zero value at that point. Like, you can't physically take it with you. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And I'm not trying to, like, hey, if somebody really values us, cool. But then I started deciding to dig in, and I started looking up sites. The amount of sites that sell skins and boxes, and dude, it is fucking insane. Like, I did not realize there was a whole fucking underworld to CSGO skins. And my one question is, why? And I'm not trying to be a smartass either. Like, I truly want to try to figure out, like, okay, it is like it's a dick swinging thing. It's like status symbol. I can buy that. But, like, I watch CSGO, and I'm like, you don't really even notice the skin. And certainly the people who play against you aren't noticing it. The only people that truly could notice it is people if you're streaming it or you make videos. That's the real only time you're going to see it.
Yep.
And even then, I'm like, I love the shit out of some games. And I get buying, like, skins. Like I said, Dead by Daylight. I love that game. Unique skins. They didn't do any performance thing. It was just a look. I got to pay $5 for it. Okay. I guess in my mind, like, there is a threshold where I go, I don't give a fuck. I am not paying over $5 to $10 for a skin that does nothing to enhance the game other than cosmetic.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, it always just comes down to someone out there who wants to have the rarest thing ever with a boatload of money going, I need to have the rarest thing. I do have the rarest thing. And then someone lucks out and gets an even rarer thing. And they go, fuck, I need the rare thing now. And then the value just goes up like there.
So is that where I'm missing it? Maybe the part I'm missing is that this is exclusive to just super rich people. Like, there's not an average Joe.
Well, I mean, they're the only ones who can afford it. Let's put it that way.
But I'm saying there's not like a me and you out there who, like, I'm looking at this one site right now. It's called skinport.com.
Right.
And they have a whole, like, almost thumbnail style listing of all skins. And it's like, for a sniper rifle, one I'm looking at right now, it's $1,500 tradable. And it has its float value. It's not even the lowest float value. But, like, could you imagine liking a video game that much and they're like, Jim, you play whatever the fuck, Hades all the time, and you can get a new skin. Could you imagine dropping $1,200 for any piece of DLC for that?
No. God, no. I mean, like, luckily, one, I'll not be in a position to be able to do that. But two, like, even then, if I could, I've still, like, I think I'm of the mindset, at least, that I couldn't do that. Like, that's just absolutely friggin' insane to me. But, I mean, that's people, and they have their cash. Like, some people save up for it to have, you know, certain thing. So, like,
so one for 10,000. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry.
Like, it's funny because, like, back, like, because, like, I've been out of the, I've, like, not like I was ever in the scene, but I played, you know, I played Counter-Strike. I like Counter-Strike a lot. I was never, like, you know, big into the CSGO scene. But, like, I remember back, like, the end of the aughts, like, 08, 09, like, Team Fortress 2 hats were a real big thing. Like, Team Fortress 2 hats basically walk so CSGO skins could run with how ridiculous they are. And I remember hearing people paying, like, $1,200, a couple thousand for a fucking hat in that game, just because of its, like, crazy rarity and shit like that, and thinking, that's insane. And then you see an article like this where someone has a float with a wear on a gun that makes it worth $600,000, and I'm just like, what?
I put this in the same realm as crypto, as NFTs, as all this shit. Yes, that is a form. Honestly, CSGO skins are a form of crypto, in my opinion. They are a form of a market that is determined by a very exclusive group who has the money to shift the value of everything else around it in its own self-contained thing. It is insane to me that somebody puts that kind of money out. Like, and obviously the article we listed has the most expensive, and I already mentioned the one, but there's a whole slew of them that talk about 180K, 250K. It's just mind-boggling, and I can't understand it. And I would love for someone to. While we were talking, I looked it up, and like everyone basically just says, yeah, it's just really the rarity and the want of those skins. Like, I don't know. That's not in me. Like, I can't even appreciate when here's the deal. Like, somebody who's not into cards, the chances are, if you are shown a card that's considered valued at 250K, chances are almost every single person who looks at it could say, I get it. Why? Like, I'll never spend that much on that. But it's a performance vehicle. It's this. It looks good. I looked at one of the most expensive skins.
At that point, it's just status, though. Like, if
no, it is. But it goes back to if it's, and I'm not saying this is a thing. Say it's like the only Aston Martin that was used in the original James Bond, and it's the only surviving car ever, and then you can say it's that one thing. I go, okay, there is a rarity there. Like, there's something tied to it. Makes sense. You could almost argue the same thing with property. Like, you know, like a house in one place is worth more than other places. Like, the history is what really can help determine it. But with these skins, I just looked at like one that was worth $20,000, and I said, it doesn't even look that good to me. Yeah. But it's just a rarity thing, and I go, what the fuck?
Yeah, our buddy at Perkle Comics on Twitter, he kind of tried to explain it, even though, like, if you're not in the realm, it still doesn't really make sense. So in Counter-Strike, each item has wear that is determined by the float value. The lower the float, the less
wear
that's
what I said at the beginning.
Has. Yeah,
it's 0 to 1.0. The lower it is on that scale means it has no scratches, no blemishes. It's almost like a perfect, pristine skin the closer you get to 0, thereby increasing its rarity.
Right, but then there's also rarity that's affected by, like, other things that don't have to do with float. Like, if a skin is hardened because it has a specific texture pattern because of randomized positioning, and a desirable float, and someone plastered it with rare stickers. So people fucking... Bleh.
Oh, the stickers, yeah, are modifiers. I can even add more value. That's where you go. So you can just add junk to it and make it even more creative. Like,
add rare junk to more rare junk to make even rarer junk. Now, Bri, have you had any kind of... Because, like, when I'm reading this, I'm thinking on a very, very small scale. Back when I had that fucking Marvel game on phones. Mm-hmm. And, like, the closest I've ever had to, like, digital currency and, like, a digital marketplace and, like, a little digital black market.
The value... trading...
Yeah, trading the power packs in-game. And, like, this old Marvel game, like, you build teams together with different rarities and use power packs to basically recharge your cards right away to do more attacks during events and shit like that. So, power packs were the thing. They became the currency, basically. And, like... I remember like putting up power packs for raffles and fucking different chat groups and trading power packs for rarer pieces or to complete a guy and shit like that. So like I remember on that very small scale going, this is fucking stupid. Why am I doing this? But still going, but I need the thing.
I need the thing. I know.
I have half of an unlimited of an ultra rare. If I have the other half of the ultra rare, then I'll have my ultra rare plus. I need to have the other half of the ultra rare plus to have my ultra rare.
To that,
so I can kind of get it.
But see, there's a utility there. What you just described is you're getting an ultra rare because it actually makes your card like perform better. It's like the strongest version of whatever card you're trying to do.
Yeah, these are all cosmetic.
That's my point. Like if you said like this skin, it lasered through the entire map and killed everyone, I'd go, oh, okay, like that makes sense. I wouldn't like it because it's really pay to play or pay to win.
Pay to win, yeah.
But I could then say, oh, okay, you're paying to be the best CSGO player. That's not the case at all. And in that Marvel game, like I said, when you show me a utility that, like, in your case, like you said, every mobile game now has some type of currency that gets you the boosted version. Shit, you play Clash of Clans still.
Yeah, but there's actually, surprisingly enough, no, like, any kind of black market on that, because, like, the way the game's set up. Like, there's no packs you can trade between players.
There's no easy way to do it. And I think a lot of games, though, for the most part, do have them. But even in that game, they have things like
you can buy
potions
gems to boost
or gems,
yourself and shit. Yeah.
And I could see where you'd go, I'm so close, I just want to get it done. Let me spend $5 and I'll get it done. Like, that's testing the patience of someone. So that's a different, like, currency. Whereas this, it's pure vanity. It's not even, like, patience or determination or trying to be the best. It's strictly vanity. That's where I go, I'm trying to think of something. Like, you were in a Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, those cards. Those are another example where I say I get when something is worth the value because there's only so many cards in existence, right? But at the same time, it is a physical thing that bearing, once again, somebody stealing it from you, a catastrophe, whatever. I worry about anything digitally transacted because if CSGO gets bought up by someone and they say, we're going to turn off the servers, literally, what can you do with your skin? And I almost worry for those people. I mean, if you're stupid enough to pay $150K for a skin, I'm not really worried for you. But if you're a casual player and you're putting out $20, $30, $40, I don't want you wasting your money on something that could go away.
Yep. Now, Brian, to somewhat play devil's advocate here.
Go ahead.
Have you ever had the endorphin rush of lucking out and having one of the most rare things or the most sought after things?
I was a trading card kid. I was a comic kid. Like, it is fun. But the endorphin rush for me always came from getting it from a base pack. Like, I love the idea of, like, I'll buy 5 base packs at $5.20, whatever, however much it was. And if I get some ultra rare out there, if you say just buy from the source and pay...
Well, yeah, that's like going on eBay and buying a rare.
Exactly.
Like,
so yeah, the endorphin rush for sure, but it's only because it's like playing the lottery. You know, it's like I'm hoping I'm getting it. That's all it is playing the lottery with other things. Whereas this one, it's not like that, like this trading system. But hey man, it's also a weird thing. The only way I try to play any type of devil's advocate, and the thing I couldn't quite get was there are so many people that sell these skins. I don't know if there's a true way that you just unlock, like if you pay a flat $5 for a random box and you truly get random skins, or at this point, the only way to get these skins is pay absurd prices.
Well, there is a big controversy, and I think it was CSGO, but we're talking 4 or 5 years ago, where like YouTube channels like T Martin and someone else, they like their whole channels are basically revolved around like them buying skin boxes off of this service and like, you know, opening them as their videos and like, you know, getting their rare shit and stuff like that. But it turned out it was also a service that they were running and they were fudging it all and shit like that. Like, it was this huge fucking thing. So, like, I forget the specifics of it, but, like, yeah, there's a lot of these fucking services that somehow are able to sell these in-game skins, or, you know, it's all just random generated code, so, you know, luck of the draw and shit, but...
Well, that's where I go, like, these transactions, like, it's weird. It is all secondhand transactions because the people that program it aren't getting more money, presumably. I mean, maybe they're getting money per box open, but the value is only determined after the fact, right? So
yeah, no, the programmers don't get dog dick nothing out of the goddamn.
So
it's
I don't know.
Market.
It's just it's a weird thing, and it seems like a easily manipulated system, and it's a world you and I will never be in because, like you said, who the fuck is going to have that kind of money where you could be like, I'm going to drop $20K on a skin so everyone thinks I'm cool?
Right.
Can't we just go back to dick size being the thing? Why has it got to be CSGO skins?
No. Let's not do that.
I mean, can't that be the marker?
Nope.
Jim, come on. Can we just do that?
Right.
Come on.
Right. No.
Jim, come on.
No.
I just, you know, God bless you. If you got that kind of money, you can do it. Sign up for our Patreon. I don't know what to say. Like, just, that's ridiculous. I love me Resident Evil. And if you said there's something available for even $500, I'm never going to buy it. I'm sorry, Resident Evil.
Okay, Bri. All right. Let's play a game.
Go on.
All right. 10 grand, you get a handy from the lady who played Lady D.
No. No. Right. You left it at handy?
Fine. Chloe.
No.
I'll give you anal. How about that?
She's not even hot. She's got a nose on her.
Okay.
A fucking pelican could perch on that thing.
Damn. Mine's been hot fire.
I'm just saying, like, no, like, she's not attractive to, like, she wore a booby shirt, but I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you. I don't think she's the most attractive woman in the world. She's fine. But, yeah, what do you call it? I just saw it for the story, or for the lineage there.
No,
would you go for the original Jill? Would you have to do it for that?
But see, you said 10 grand?
Yeah.
See, there's very few, even, like, if you did top celebrity crushes. Would I really be willing to spend $10K on that?
Fine. 1 grand, RE3 Jill.
Now you're talking. Now you're in a different. Wait. So,
handy.
No.
I don't care. Story. You are not a fan. You are a Fugazi fan. You do not love your thing.
There is no one. I don't care who she is. That for $1,000, I would want to pay for a handy. There's so much better things to do. Like, no, $1,000.
Right. It is a status symbol. You can be the ultimate Resident Evil fan.
I'm sorry. I will have to turn that down 1,000%.
Fraudulent.
I mean, all right, Jim. We'll turn the tables on you. $1,000. And I know, so obviously we're talking about fictional made up. Whoever the chick was modeled for Blaze from Streets of Rage 2.
Ooh. Well, what am I getting out of this?
A handy for $1,000.
All right. Is she dressed up like Blaze?
Yep.
All right. What the fuck?
But Skate's in the room too, watching.
Is he beating off in the corner or no? That could affect my performance here.
Damn it!
Not like it's going to take that long anyway.
All right, so now you got me interested, Jim. All right, so then
this took a turn.
Let's take for a status symbol, I do like this. Okay.
Yeah, for status symbol. Yeah.
Who is the number one status female celebrity to you? Like your number one crush, I'll say. Like who's your number one celebrity crush? And it could be music, movies, wrestling. I don't care.
Shit, who would it be right now? Because if you said like all time, I'd say like Austin Powers era, like Elizabeth Hurley.
Okay,
But-
let's go with her. Stick with
Okay,
her and
let's go
that
with that.
era.
All right.
Would you drop 10K? Go all the way with her.
I might.
You might. See? That's your number one, and even you're not completely dedicated to it. So now
Yeah,
you
but I
can
don't have- I
appreciate
don't have
why
that-
I'm saying I'm not willing to do that with a chick that I don't even find attractive. I'm just saying.
Fair,
now you
fair.
understand why I said what I said.
But I mean, your fandom is so hard, Brian.
It is.
Okay, Brian. All right. How about this?
Go on.
$500. Original Barry gives you a prostate exam.
No, God.
Brian,
damn it.
don't. Brian,
No,
don't be a pussy.
I
Get it.
do not need.
You know he has big, beautiful fingers. You know he would make you squeal.
I do not need any. That's not even something I would want to like. Be like, guys, guess what? This is not
Right,
a good enough
okay.
story.
Right, okay. No, it's a great story.
The
Because
story
during-
would be if I just
No.
had to get a regular prostate exam. I go in and it just so happens to be him.
No,
I'd
no,
be
no,
like,
no, no,
that's
no.
crazy.
No. No, see, that becomes too good of a story then. See, no, but during he gets to say, looks like I'm the master of lock picking now.
God damn it, Jim. Jim, I'm a guy who loves good stories, but I'm not going to pay for good stories. I want them to come natural. That's what we were all talking about here, Jim. I like the randomness of just a regular thing, and then it becomes a wow.
Well, I mean, that is always the best part, so.
Yeah, that would, you know what? That whole story you just said would be 10 times better if it just so happened my regular doctor or proctologist or whoever it is, and it was him, and he said that would be so much funnier. But if somebody was
Well,
like,
obviously that'd be so much funnier.
that would be the same as, you know what? Cameo is a good example.
Now, Brian,
How many
as that's
people could
happening,
you hire from Cameo? And it would be awesome to say, I got a happy birthday from Ric Flair. But then you found out, but Jim had to pay $250 for that to happen. Is that as cool?
Well, no, obviously not.
Yeah. So,
Brian, we shifted to dedication to the fandom here, Brian.
listen, I'm a dedicated fan, but no, I ain't dropping that kind of dough for that.
All right, Brian. Now, if Barry did happen to be your doctor as he's giving you a prostate exam, and you realize it during, do you push back a little bit and go, sure you got it all?
Damn it. If Barry, I would definitely
Give it a wiggle?
I'd definitely say, don't consider me a Jill sandwich.
Well, Merry fucking Christmas, everybody.
Wait, Jim, wait. Speaking of fandom, and I said we were going to talk about at the beginning, do you have any intention of seeing Spider-Man?
I mean, like,
are
I'm not
you
gonna
even,
go to the.
Are you even semi caught up to Marvel movies? I feel like you've seen 2 of them.
No, I've seen a bunch of them. I've probably seen half of them, but like ever since you know what it is. Ever since like the whole Thanos thing wrapped up, I just don't care.
But
Like-
prior to Thanos and that arc, did you see all the movies leading up to it, or were you like, I'm only going to watch the Avengers ones?
No, I didn't see all of them, but I saw like most of them. Like I saw Iron Man 1 and 2 and like part of 3. I saw Captain America 1 and 2. I saw what the
Well,
fuck?
I'm assuming you saw Civil War. That was the 3rd one.
Actually, you know what? I never did see Civil War.
God damn it, Jim. The
saw
one where they
Avengers-
first fought and then that introduced Spider-Man. You didn't see that?
Bryce, Spider-Man was introduced with Tobey Maguire, so Spider-Man's been around. I know me some Spider-Man.
I mean,
all
that's
right?
multiverse, Jim. Which this movie obviously touches
Well,
on.
Brian, now it's canon. So go fuck yourself. All right? How about that? Eat my dick. Now
It's
it's,
not canon. It's only canon in a different universe.
Well, it's fucking canon. It's canon now. They brought him in.
So
What
here's
do you
my
call it? Like
question.
I've seen both Guardians movies. I saw Doctor Strange. I saw the first 2 Thors. I still need to see Ragnarok. I hear that's good.
That's the only good one.
I like the first one. The first one.
First one was
the first
fine.
one. You know what? The first one is quaint but cute. I like the
Yes,
first one.
the second one was terrible.
The second one was terrible.
Third one is good. I'll say that.
Okay.
So but you're saying basically after Endgame,
I stopped
I mean,
caring.
granted, there
Yeah.
hasn't been many movies. There's been a lot of shows. I don't even know.
Like what
if
am
you
I?
have
What am
Disney
I going to watch?
Plus.
Ant-Man and the Wasp? I don't give a fuck about that. Or like Black or what do you call it? The Johansson one that everyone hated and was unnecessary because it was like way after the fact, and she was already dead at that point.
Black
so
Widow?
why am I going to watch that? Black Widow. Yeah.
So
why am I going to watch that? She's already dead. Who gives a fuck?
here's what I want to question you, Jim. It's Christmas time, and if you had a Ghost of Christmas Past, I want them to take your ass back. You were super nerd back in the day, and you were
Right.
super nerd into lots of things, not just one or two things.
Right.
What the hell happened where all of a sudden you can't appreciate movies after movies and shows after shows that have so many little details that all build to a bigger climax of things, which is what Marvel is now continuing to do with this other storyline. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but all I'll say is now they're moving away. Thanos shit happened, so now you're going to get Kang, Secret Invasion, other
You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm not like I will say I probably watched 60% of, MCU 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not investing in another 10-year fucking arc. I don't care.
But that's my question. Why? It's not like you still watch stupid bullshit. So you're just investing your time in other stupid bullshit. Why are you not willing to still watch it?
Well, I mean, I also barely watch anything at this point. And you know what it is? You know what the biggest problem is?
You're on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
There
It's
you
the
go.
social media fact. I'm just bombarded with it left and right. I don't care anymore. Like Star Wars, don't fucking care. Ruined. Like, you know what?
But Star Wars, it makes sense because you were such a diehard Star Wars.
And Disney did a terrible job with it. And like I have no faith in it, so like I don't care. Like even Mandalorian, like I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it.
It's very interesting.
Like I watched the first episode, I was like, yeah, this is all right. And my wife fell asleep, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna watch it on my own, so this is done.
Wait.
So whatever.
Why would you not watch it on your own?
Because I don't watch anything on my own.
Why?
If I have any free time, I'm gonna play a video game.
That's very interesting. But so you don't watch any movies just on your own?
I haven't watched a movie on my own in probably a good 2 years at least.
Whew.
Because there was a random day I was home from work, and like it was before where like the kid was at day. It was like a perfect storm. Where like I was home from work, the wife was still at her old job where she had to go into the office. Didn't have a dog yet. Kid was at daycare, and I was like, yeah, I feel like watching some movies, and I watched like Metropolis and Blade Runner, and that was like the last time
Blade
I could.
Runner?
What's up?
The new Blade Runner or the old?
No,
one?
the first one. I
Okay.
hadn't watched it before at that
Oh,
point.
okay.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to catch up on some sci-fi that I've missed.
Nice.
So I spent a day doing that, but that was the last time I did it, and that was fucking probably a good 2 years ago at this point.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
So there you go. You need to start dedicating time to watch movies you want to watch. Reigniting that love you have for those franchises. Maybe you'll appreciate them again. Or you'll find something new.
Or maybe I'll just be a super curmudgeon and get no enjoyment out of anything anymore.
Well, I think the Twitter thing is definitely the poison of the well, unfortunately, for you.
Being exposed to the fandoms of anything too much is the worst.
Absolutely. Here's the deal. I loathe...
I'm addicted to my updates. I need my updates, Brian.
But here's
I
the
need
deal.
that rush. But it ruined everything for me. I have nothing left.
I
so
absolutely loathed Harry Potter. And then, you know what? Monica and I decided we're going to give it a go. I never had watched it all the way through before. Watch them, I'm like, you know what? These are goddamn entertaining. I don't care about, people who, try to compare it to this and that. It's like, dude, just watch them. Try to enjoy them. And I went and saw Spider-Man by myself in a theater, which is something, I can't tell you the last time if I've ever done that. And it's
You used to bust on a friend of ours a lot for seeing movies by himself.
Yeah, but he did it when he didn't have to. That was the weird part.
Fair.
He made a point to do it by himself.
Yeah, we're talking about a guy who's 20. It's
yeah, it's I'm like, I have a
when you're
wife who
35,
has-
it's harder to get time to
Yeah.
yourself to see something you want to see with people you want to see it with. Yeah,
Exactly. So I saw it, and you know what? I was like, holy shit! It was really interesting because I was like, man, I really really enjoyed it, and tying into movies I know you've probably seen. I'm like, damn, this was really good. But it was funny because I saw a lot of the reactions, and I'm generally someone I'm like, I hate when people overhype a movie because then it ultimately deadens it for somebody else. So I try not to do that. But I also saw something, and I got to point it out. I think it's from our buddy No Goody Good. I think he was responding to somebody, and I'm assuming they're a UK person or a European person, but they said one of their biggest pet peeves is whenever they see movies with Americans because Americans like to cheer during the movie.
I think that's fucking stupid, too. I think if you start clapping during a movie...
Stupid, but they're acting like it's such an infringement on... Going to a theater should be a quiet experience. Now, here's the deal.
If you're 40 and cheering on a Marvel movie...
then you are enjoying yourself, and I'm jealous. Because here's the deal. Here's what I'll say. What I didn't like was people were like, well, that's a new thing since Marvel movies. I was like, motherfucker, I was a kid. Now, what I will say is it's probably more of a socioeconomic, because the neighborhood I grew up in, people talked, clapped, and did stuff in every movie I went to. So it was something.
And you know what? I will say sometimes that can heighten it.
Yes. Like, you get along with the crowd. Like, if everybody laughs in the crowd, you, like, all of a sudden you don't feel stupid laughing out loud. If somebody claps or, like, someone's like, what the fuck? Like, there was a scene in Spider-Man that a woman yelled out. She said, holy shit, like, genuine surprise. And it was, like, the funniest shit because I was like, that's really funny because she must not have realized. But, like, yes, I think it can get excessive? Yes. But I'll tell you what, the only time I've nerded out ever and clapped was literally in the Avengers Endgame with Cap and the hammer, because I was like, I did not expect that at all, and that was like a really cool moment. I was like, holy shit, the music hit right, and you're like, what the fuck? So I was like, dude, that's something I've been waiting to see. Like, I nerded out completely and allowed myself to. Can people
see? You know what? That moment was kind of ruined for me when I saw Endgame, because of course, like, when they started opening up those portals and people started coming back out, like, I think it was like Black Panther and a couple others were the first one coming out.
Everyone started cheering.
Everyone started cheering and crying. I'm like, really? Like, you didn't expect this to happen? So then, like, when Cap happened with the thing, I was like, oh, this is cool. But then everyone's already, like, crying. And I'm like, fucking stop.
So, yes, it can be done to excess, to go back to my original point. But if somebody, like, wants a clap, like...
You know what it comes back to? It comes back to that ugly fucking nerd who cried at the Last Jedi goddamn reveal. And ever since then, it's been a goddamn downhill slope ever since. Because it's been an argument between people calling people nerds and the nerds saying just enjoy things. And there's never been any in-between since. That's what we have with goddamn Spider-Man. It's either the best movie you've ever seen because it gives you everything you want as a fan, or it's the worst movie you've ever seen because it's nothing but fucking, like, franchise appeasing cape shit. Fan service. Yes, that's all it is. There's no in between with anything anymore.
Yeah, that's what I don't like is, like, I maybe because I'm so not the Twitter guy, I'm so anti-cynicism at this point, where I go, and I shit on plenty of stuff, and I say a lot of stuff is very silly, but, like, yes, if somebody's clapping or making noise during a whole movie, annoying as shit, and I'll even say, shut the fuck up. But if there's a key pivotal moment, that's like the climax, the height, the reveal, whatever, and people are like, yo, like, if you're a true fan, that will only happen in a goddamn, yes, Marvel, Star Wars, big franchise movie. It's not going to happen in Schindler's List when they all get out. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it depends on the fan base.
Damn it. It's not going to happen in, like, a serious, dramatic movie. And they act like Americans just clap, and cheer during every movie. And I go, that's overdoing it a bit. I'm like, I'm sorry if you're so boring that you probably find anything outside of Missionary as exotic. But, like, this is where I go, let people have some fun. Like, you almost look at them and you get pissed off probably because you're like, I'm a little jealous they can just do that and actually be enjoying it and be sincere and not doing it for clout. Because you see some people being cynics just for clout because they think that's going to earn them points. But, but I think it's far less you see people genuinely doing a nerd out moment for clout, whereas that's just pure enjoyment.
But it's still annoying. It still goes back to that fucking Star Wars guy for me. I just can't get over it. It's been 5 years. I still can't get over it.
But here's the deal. As someone like you, who's been a reinvigorated wrestling fan, every single person that's over 20 years old in a wrestling event.
Off the map with that, I'll have.
But what I'm saying is, like, every AEW fan who marks out, that is the highest level of nerdom, if you want to call it anything. but everyone's kind of okay with that. But it's like if you're geeked out over a Marvel movie, that's too much. I'm like, what?
Oh, I'm not even delving into fucking wrestling Twitter right now because oh god, that's a whole nother goddamn war. This episode's going long enough, but to sum it up very quickly, the AEW people would cheer on everything AEW is a fuck you to Vince, which is fine because Vince is a dick. But you don't have to cheer on everything because there's a lot of fucking stupid shit.
There's a lot of really stupid shit.
There's a lot of terrible stupid shit with that goddamn company. Wrestling Twitter will still always be a billion times worse than gaming or a movie or any other Twitter.
Yeah.
Wrestling Twitter is the absolute worst.
So to sum it up, Jim, I hope you decide to see Spider-Man before it. And it is a movie I suggest see it in the theaters. Don't wait till it's like there is something lost when you see it at home. I am a believer of that. Like just like seeing a live band versus listening to a CD. There is something lost there. See it. I'm not going to overhype it for you. It's the best of the newer Spider-Man movies for sure.
You know what? I haven't seen any of them yet either.
Okay, so it's one that I just say just see it just because it's cool.
All right.
But yeah, so my final toast to everyone who's watching this Christmas, this holiday. Go out, enjoy yourself. Don't be cynical. Don't be on Twitter too much like Jim and let spoil you. Enjoy
Don't be on
yourself.
Twitter too much at all.
Yeah.
just enjoy life.
Yeah. So with that, we want to say thank you once again so much, everyone. If you have been watching, please.
Right, how's your fucking beer?
Oh, it's true. Since Blizzard of Hops is the same as the last episode.
Oh, that's right. You did have the same one as last week. Yeah.
Still delicious. Try it out if you haven't already.
Yep. Oh, this Dunkin' maple cream. Holy shit, this was goddamn tasty.
Your favorite one?
Tasty. I will say this is the standout of the group. Because if you like the taste of maple anything, and you can taste the cream with it too, like it's maybe 2-3 notes tops, but they nail it good.
Yeah.
And for our good buddy Phony Montana, I actually did have a Merry Monkey left over, so I had one of them as well. So
Nice.
tasty yum yums.
But yeah, if you're watching us, please make sure you hit subscribe. Interact with us, talk with us. It would really mean a lot. Hit that notification bell so when we get the videos out, you are aware of them. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, especially Spotify, just released a new rating system. So please be sure, give us a 5-star rating. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. And if you write a review, we will respond. So it would be huge for us and it would support us a lot. If you spend the time, just hit that 5 stars. We'd really appreciate it. So with that, we want to say thank you, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas, and cheers.
Cheers, everybody.